Here we are. Welcome to Many Hands Peace Farm at the mountain. We are an educational farm attached to the mountain, and our purpose here is to kind of demonstrate to people what you can do in a temperate environment like we are, and show some of the perennials that grow here, some of the annuals that grow here, and we supplement that with some education on the wild plants and mushrooms that grow in our region. And so a lot of people interact with us either on their visit at the mountain or at the farmers markets, both in Highlands and Cashers. And then what we've really kind of done in the last couple of years, the farm's about 10 years old, but in the last couple of years, we've had the opportunity to kind of go into more of the events side of things, where we're teaching people the identification of wild mushrooms. We're cooking with those wild mushrooms and featuring them in some of our forest to table dinners, where you get a taste of the produce we grow on the farm, along with the produce we find in the woods in the form of wild mushrooms, berries, and whatsoever. And a lot of what the farm provides is educational programming to kids as well. So we just finished up for the summer our farm camp session, where we had middle school age kids get a taste of what it takes to work on the farm, harvest produce, sell some of that produce, and along with getting to visit some local farms and natural spots. And so we're here with camp to provide education on some of those tasks. So every morning we've got kids on the farm either helping harvest things, helping dehydrate herbs to make tea, or helping with the chickens, of course. It's obligatory that they know how cute a chicken can be. So here we are in the food forest, and in general what we're attempting to do here is establish a forest that is not just a simple straight line orchard, but rather using multiple species of plants that do different functions. And so we may have tall trees in the form of apples. We may have shrubbier trees in the form of gooseberries. And then we have small berry producing shrubs like this native thimbleberry. We have ornamentals that are also edible in the form of daylilies. We have vines in the form of blackberries. And we have native ground covers in the form of strawberries and clovers that cover the ground. So all these plants are complementary as opposed to competing. And we can get multiple harvests. So if the apples, for whatever reason, have a late frost, we still get the thimbleberry, and the pollinators are happy, and we get to harvest.
It's beautiful.
So here we are. We have 3 beehives right now. We are amateur beekeepers. Last year we got 2 gallons of honey from one of these hives. And actually, our bees swarmed, and so we actually were able to turn 1 beehive into 3 just by paying attention and capturing those swarms and encouraging them to stay in these boxes. So these are European honeybees that, while we get honey off of them, we also receive a lot of benefits in just pollination. Any fruit or vegetable that we have here was guaranteed pollination because there's 40,000 bees in each of these boxes. And they're all happy and healthy, and we use organic beekeeping practices. They sometimes do have mites, and we treat them with formic acid, which is an organic chemical if we need to. But it's a very humbling experience to keep bees, and we've been able to incorporate that in some of our educational programming. Having kids put on a bee suit and hold a frame of 1,000 bees is a pretty powerful experience for a youngster to have. So here we are out in our produce field. So kind of the main sectors of the farm are our vegetable fields, the food forest, and then our greenhouse and chicken yard area. But here out in our fields, we're growing produce in an organic fashion. We don't use chemicals. In fact, we don't even have a tiller right now. So everything you see out here is people powered, people weeded, and people harvested. And so we grow kind of a diversity of things, and kind of the main things that we've developed in terms of what grows well in our area are lettuce and other greens, winter squashes, cucumbers. We're even trying some corn right now, and we're doing some of the Three Sisters planting that incorporates the beans and the squash that complement each other. And we sell this produce at farmers markets. I incorporate it into some dinners where we serve to guests as well.
Hi, I'm Cole. I work on the farm here with Talvin and Joey, and I also do a lot of the cooking for the farm dinners that we have. And for me personally, it is something that I really enjoy because I'm able to incorporate fully the farm to dinner aspect, and also, nature to dinner with a lot of the mushrooms that we collect and things like that.
I think I've been coming, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and
I just love to come on a foraging adventure. They're no two ever the same. Sometimes we're in the woods and sometimes, look where we are. This garden has grown every year and they have a forest garden. And I don't think I've ever learned more about nature and about where I live and edible foods and than I have right here. I feel like I literally could survive. I do. Best of all, it's just fun. And I bring guests, and the dinners are better than anything you'll ever get in New York City, and I don't think you could afford it.
We'd love to have you guys join us.